That means they're fasting well, traumatic brain injury and their aftermath. Think of it as a wild roller coaster. When the brain takes a hit, whether from a blow to the head or a sudden jolt, it can cause a range of issues. You might hear about traumatic brain injury or TBI, which can lead to everything from confusion and loss of consciousness, headaches, and dizziness. Sometimes folks experience post-traumatic amnesia or disorientation, leaving them a bit lost. But it's not just about physical bumps. These injuries can shake up emotions too. Emotional ability, that's effectively the same mood swings where someone might go from laughter to tears in a flash. Irritability, depression, anxiety, these are common emotional sequelae. And for some, the changes aren't just emotional behavior as well. Social disinhibition, verbal outbursts, or even personality changes. Now, some of the more serious long-term effects include chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, and traumatic encephalopathy syndrome. These can involve a combination of mood issues, cognitive decline, and behavior problems that persist long after the initial injury. Speaking of cognitive troubles, may experience trouble thinking, concentrating, and remembering. Imagine trying to hold on to a thought and then slipping away like grains of sand. On the physical side, symptoms can include tiredness, headaches, sensitivity, light in the waist, and even trouble sleeping or feeling dizzy. Insomnia and nervousness often hang around, making restful sleep a distant dream. Meanwhile, internal barriers, rage with sadness, anhedonia, the loss of pleasure, and decreased motivation turn even simple tasks into a balanced decline. These symptoms aren't just emotional, they're rooted in real change in the brain. Lesions in areas like the dorsal prefrontal cortex, the prefrontal gyrus, the limbic system can cause everything from emotional outbursts to apathy. Damage to the left dorsolateral frontal lobe or basal ganglia can mess with executive functions, making decision-making and planning a challenge. And when neurotransmitter systems like norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine, and acetylcholine are thrown off balance, mood and cognition can spiral. In fact, psychological dysfunction often shows up as a frontal system impairment, or even amnestic problems, which can mimic other conditions like depression or anxiety. Sometimes the brain's response includes neuroinflammation and white matter degeneration. Think of it as the brain's own internal wear and tear over time, especially after repeated injuries. And it's not just physical damage. Certain patterns like bifrontal atrophy or changes in third ventricle ratios can be markers of underlying issues. Lesions in the temporal lobe, corpus callosum, or brainstem can lead to a cascade of problems from mood disturbances like melancholic depression to deficits in memory and attention. The temporal lobe in particular is a hotspot for mood and memory issues, especially when its function is compromised. On the molecular level, things get even more intriguing. Hypoxia free radicals exit to toxic neurotransmitter release, and neuronal damage all contribute to a complex picture of neurotransmitters like GABA, acetylcholine. Others play a role in common or exciting neural circuits and disruption that can lead to symptoms ranging from agitation to cognitive fog. And that's a whirling tour of how traumatic brain injuries can reshape the mind and mood, sometimes making us laugh, cry, forget, or just to blow off. So next time you hear about concussion or head trauma, remember the brain is delicate, complex, and beautifully resilient. Keep those helmets on and give your brain the care it deserves.